Hello. As I promised yesterday that I'm going to discuss the restructuring in two phases. Yesterday we were able to discuss about the introduction, or rather, what the restructuring means, starting from restructure, the word restructure, then restructuring, and then of course we mentioned the various definitions I can confer direct meaning to what restructuring means. Today, as I promised yesterday, we are discussing the nitty-gritty I promised to discuss today. The nitty-gritty, which is major areas that Nigeria need to be restructured. As I mentioned yesterday, highlighted yesterday rather, is a political structure. You see, a lot of things are under political structure. Under political structure, Nigeria will also, during restructuring, we determine the desirability of us to adopt fiscal federalism. And fiscal federalism has to do with it's squarely about funds, the resource control, squarely. The how we generate our funds, borrowing, and also spending um, matters within a federation. And then, of course, we determine whether we want to fiscal adopt that fiscal federalism or start implementing the real federalism as obtains in America that we borrowed federalism from Canada and rest of them. During restructuring, all these things we looked into. And then the other one is that, the Confederacy, or otherwise, if you like, you call it regional autonomy from 1960 to 66. Whether Nigeria, during the restructuring, all these things will be taken care of. So most of these items will be discussed during restructuring. So there's need for restructuring even before 2027 election. Another one is the 999 constitution because it must be holistic. Look, Nigeria can, if you have the political will, Nigeria can also say, okay, well, let's phase it to have it two phases or three phases. Let me two phases rather, with the political will. Within a year, 6 months first and the second phase, another 6 months. Restructure everything. It must be holistic. Not that when you now say, okay, you get right, the determine what we want to follow, adopt as a political structure that given the socio-economic problem we're witnessing now, and then of course making a proper adjustment on how to suit us. And then you leave the issue of reviewing or amendment of 999 constitution, which everybody generally sees as a military constitution. You have not done anything. That's why I say it's holistic. But we can, this taxing is energy sapping, agreed. But you can face it, 6 months first phase, 6 months, within a year is done with political will. And of course, the issue of, I know the fears of people. A lot of people enjoy when things are going bad. Somebody must be enjoying. Some people don't want to believe in any change. I will okay, remain like that, and they will okay. And they are even afraid of competition. I'm talking about the fears. Some people are going to lose power grip, especially our brother and sister from the north. They are afraid that if there is restructuring, some states that always go cap in hand, they don't want to work as hard as other people, that they may not see this restructuring. For instance, some states that are so religiously inclined believe that, you want to go to heaven, don't want to die. And some people say, okay, breweries are generating some income into Nigeria Federation account. But they don't believe in drinking alcohol. But the benefit of the brew is they want to participate. What type of this is this? So we must decide on what we want. The specifics. Now, going to the specifics of why we have to restructure. We're talking about a lot of things. In terms of insecurity, we can mention countless states are under siege now. Under siege because of insecurity. Killing, massacring, taking over land and rest of them. Other specifics are food inflation, high unemployment, corruption of the highest order. Look at insecurity. Imagine in my own dear country having arrested terrorists and you now pamper them and return them back into the army. I have not seen a nation that is serious that want to allow that. The other one is poverty and penury. Yes, it's obvious. Marginalization of sort, especially in Southeast. In fact, exclusion is end mark of marginalization. Southeast, for instance, and other minorities are clamoring and appealing for recognition, sense of belonging. But it's like the successive government and even the present government don't see any reason why Southeast will be. Look at all the projects. Southeast have been no longer marginalized, but have been totally excluded. It's too bad. Now, low per capita income. One of the senators from my own region, is boasting on social media that earning 14 million per month. Meanwhile, these are the senators that they were arguing against even 70,000 naira per Nigerian workers. How do you balance it? Low exchange earnings because we are not productive. We don't produce any, even toothpick. Lopsided federal political structure, and that's what, in fact, that's what we are talking about. You see, so there are a lot we can talk about that has metamorphosed collectively into high moral and spiritual decadence. When people, they are nothing bad now in the eyes of many people who don't see anything bad. It's too bad. So the earlier we structure, now the better. Thank you very much.